Question mark. Let's see. Alright. That's going on. That looks good. Can I hear myself? Testing on Twitch. Testing on Twitch. Good. And then on YouTube. Test. Testing on YouTube. Test. There we go. Okay, and then so those are going well. And I'm gonna try. See if both chats show itself. Oh, hey there. Okay, so got some barcode talk and some. Okay, well, it's been a while since I last streamed. Let me just turn on streamer mode so that I don't get too many disturbances. I will check everything else afterwards. So that window here, this window there. Okay, so let's get this started. Yeah, today I think I'm just gonna knock on my Archon Hunt. So it's a mobile defense, interception, and a showdown. So, yeah, the weekend is fast approaching, everyone. Barricadier is back, and, well, I'm just trying to gather the rest of the Warframes and Helminth or Helminth or otherwise. I think the only ones I'm missing are Varuna, Caliban, and I'm missing the Neurotics for... what was her name? Geyer. So I have an increased chance of getting a Crimson Archon shard. That's fine. Well, I suppose let's get a start on. So with my current setup, I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. So I'm not able to keep track of how many viewers I got, but I should be able to see both of your chats.
I shall be strong where he was not.
I'm just not good at aiming today. Well, it is fairly early in the morning. Whoop. Can't have you exist. Anyways, yeah, if you, in general, I think this is the first time I'm streaming Warframe. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I'm fairly late in the game. As you can see, I'm just realistically trying to find something to stream consistently, have a little fun, chat with some people, learn some things, teach some things, all of that kind of stuff. And, well, let's just say that for me, it's more important to remain consistent about these things and trying to get back on the streaming horse. But yeah, just here to chat. Not really here to prove anything, just here to enjoy the game. Excited for Duviri, thought that'd be a good way to start everything else. Get some good traction. So my streaming setup is going. Is my audio? Yeah, my audio's on. Sorry, I'll do less checks as I get more used to all of this. Oh, hi there. So, in recent news, I've mostly been learning some Blender on the side, doing a lot more exercise, trying to build some good habits for once in my life. It isn't the most fun thing to be constantly working. Well, I mean, okay, exercise has gotten a lot easier since starting out. My body doesn't go through being sore every, like, you know, if you haven't exercised in a while and you start exercising suddenly, like, you'll have like severe post-exercise soreness, right? It's, yeah, DOMS, I believe it's called. Delayed onset muscle soreness, yes. And yeah, that sucks. It doesn't help that, like, education makes it so much more difficult to enjoy exercise. But I don't know. Like, fortunately, I was in fairly good health for a majority of my life, so my body had plenty of extra material to use and consume while still remembering how fit I used to be. But exercise is important. One of the worst things was my cardio, and that's like literally the most important thing. Making sure that your lungs and your heart and the entire system, your internal plumbing, all of that's like set to good.
I have the Archon's trail. The hunt can begin.
So given the time that I'm streaming, I'm probably going to get more international viewers and people in college than anything else. But I mean, that's not a problem, I don't think. I should probably put a little string at the bottom of my stream saying, oh, this is my YouTube, this is my Twitch. I'm sure I'll set those up as things proceed. So next one is excavation. No, not excavation. It's the one where you have to hold the territories. The not fun one. So I believe Nidus would be the best for that. What weapons do I have equipped? Good enough. Yeah, it's interception. So this might take a couple of tries, but it shouldn't be bad. I'm just gonna write down general timestamps.
This facility is a
Okay,
communications
for
crossroad
flipping
for
later.
Narmer. Listen in. I want to know what he's telling his flock.
He's telling his flock. I should probably increase the duration on my Nidus. Swap out his tendrils for something else. Ooh, so, a little known fact about this game is that there's a cap on the number of enemies that can spawn. I'm not sure what the exact calculations are, but they prioritize the first zone that you take. And they'll only spawn so many before, like, well, they hit the limit. So the strategy for solo interception is, well, to cap the most available point and then keep the numbers low there. But also, because I'm not allowed to die, I have to build up as many stacks as I can early. I need that energy. So that was a bad start. The spawn numbers aren't as high as I was anticipating them to be. And the Blitz X in this one shot. can get the ball rolling. So another benefit of this strategy is to make sure that, well, all of the enemies are in a close proximity to one another. So at the end, well, I only have to clear so much, right? I think it's fairly interesting use of knowledge in game mechanics.
Coward before him, and he feared it not.
So once again, we're starting with D because that's like the most central point. That's where most of the spawns will go first, and prioritize that. Or at least should. Because I'm not sure how the AI works for the game. So if I had a Loki, I could actually just remove their AI and turn them all into basic infested AI. And for the most part, that breaks their ability to stop. For the most part, it breaks their ability to, cause problems. Come on. It always helps to have a weapon that can deal with the modern enemies, though. Like, one of the things I'm looking forward to with the Incarnate system is kind of fixing, like, all of the bad weapons out there. Like, I know it won't be a good catch-all. For instance, like, that's kind of what the idea behind ribbons were, right? But like, there's a lot more than just stats, right? There's also general weapon field that's important. And yeah. Like, there's a lot of ways to keep most warframes alive in the modern era, too. It's just a matter of making sure that you use them. For instance, except for... oh, there, they pop. This one. You need to go... Why all of these are shot yeah, the level plus 100 oh dear, right. Should have seen that. The enemies that sit above level 100 are like just a problem of them in and of themselves, I find. They hit really hard. Like, it seems like they have this or the devs have an issue with solo play. So it's just like either you go in unkillable or like, for instance, this is one of the first missions that I really feel that aren't like extremely disincentivizes solo play. I just don't like interceptions. Interceptions are not good missions. They basically capture the point and wait. This excavation, like all of the missions that have you simply waiting in a place for X number of minutes is just not the most fun, I don't think. Okay, so let's see. So that was done at 21. And then let's see. So if I change my loadout, so I should be able to make the fight fairly painless. I haven't done this before, except with Boreal, which was last week. But I should be able to utterly decimate Amar.
Archon Amar yearns for the new creation that Kazul has promised him. He imagines he will be a lord of the wilderness instead of what he is now. The price of that vision is measured in innocent lives. Stop him.
So one nice thing about the Phalarks, so this is an option that I wish existed in Warframe, but the nice thing about so I would like to be able to disable auto reload, because for weapons like the Phalarks, I would rather never reload it manually, or automatically. That way I can just keep the buff on permanently. Okay, so Amar, if I'm not mistaken, is fairly squishy. So
Amar, he will close the distance shockingly fast when he creates duplicates. Look for the one that is armed.
no, wasn't able to one-shot him. Oh. I'm not very good at finding the one with arms. There he is. So the trick with the Archon Hunts is their damage attenuation. And basically, if you want to get around it, is that one? I have to shoot them direct. There you go. So basically, the fastest way to fight it is to not fight it for a short period of time. That's really all there is to it. Right now I don't got a face cam, but eventually so one of the things I'm working on, like I mentioned before, is working on Blender. I'm hoping to eventually make a model for myself so I can use it as a VTuber.
tear the veils from
but it's not like
those.
a necessity for streaming. It's just a necessity for engagement and things like that. Because for me, face is private. Your information is as valuable as you make it out to be, right? Oh shoot. Alright. So let's just pop you with this. I don't know why you're spitting on it. So this weapon isn't the greatest for high level content when it comes to its incarnate form, which is strange for an incarnate form, but like you can fix a lot of its issues, like fire rate for instance. He does. So I'll try to one-shot Amar again. It's... oh. It's just a matter of... like, making sure that you get him when he's still. So, but for me, Warframe is one of those games where it's just like you get unparalleled customizability compared to most other games. So I look forward to seeing what Duviri adds and what changes happen to the game, because let's be honest, not all of the old content is very good, right? For instance, I do not like anything involved with the, I'm gonna say second generation bosses, like Vayhek, Sargus Rook, maybe it's just more third gen. Like, the biggest problem with those, like, and the thumpers, right? Like, if you take a look at those warframes, not warframes, those bosses or fights, it's not super engaging. You're just waiting for an opportunity to shoot them. And here's the thing. They're invulnerable during their fight, so, like, if Lakrill had his hammer taken away and thrown into, like, a war zone, he would never die, like, mechanically speaking, right? Just equip him with an Ogress and be done with it. That's the same with Sargus Rook. Never let him use his fire powers. Vayhek, never let him get into his mech or open his stupid face mask. It's like... oh, that was him. Where are you? I'm not very good at this minigame. This fight might have been better with the Fenrir. See? Mira might be one shot. The buff. Oh my god. Which one are you? Okay, Mr. Drain? I wish AoE worked on these guys. Should have brought a beam weapon. Oh, that's not good. Oh, there he is, all the way back there. Oh. Hey there, Chaotic. Welcome to the stream.
Amar thought himself a hunter. Now, he is a mere trophy. Good job.
So, I wasn't able to one-shot the guy. So, either my setup isn't good for that, probably should have a different weapon for it, or he's just tankier than the other two. Which is perfectly fair. Yeah, but otherwise I'm not too sure like how my got a cow forged. Nice. So I'm not sure how my visibility is on Twitch at the moment because this is the first time I'm streaming on Twitch. And visibility on YouTube is completely dependent on how much work I put in to be visible. So yeah, that's just a matter of time kind of situation, I think. So I want to go to my... Can I just do this? Yeah. What do I even want from Unaira? I want the Wisp. So right now, with regards to the focus system, it's not the most in-depth. Yeah, I'll type in the Twitch link in just a moment. So I should be able to do it here. Oh, it's called, it'll call themselves Restream. Understood. So I can go through here. Okay, interesting. So I can apparently send messages directly to either Twitch or YouTube from this chat. So I'm going to quickly change the title because I'm done with the Archon Hunt. So let's do this and other things. Yeah, I'll just add that. Have a I don't know, like maybe a little bit more clickbaity kind of thing. So let's do that and that. Oh, there goes my dog. She's be barking. So that should update it on both YouTube and Twitch. So, all right, so. I am going to work on some of the dailies then. Wait, why is the sortie? Did I do the sortie already? When did I do the sortie? Oh, it resets in 15 minutes. Okay, so we'll have to find ourselves something to do within that 15 minutes. Sure. Let's just clear out some ruffians. Requires, oh, it's only secondaries for this mission. Okay. So, I know this isn't a secondary, I just want to set up some of my loadout. Yeah, I imagine, Chaotic, you're not too familiar with Warframe, right? Given that you've been watching more of my other content. I don't really know what would be the best explanation for the game, but essentially you can make your shiny get a shiny robot that can do a lot of space magic. I mean, that's basically all there was to it before Duviri was a thing. But next week, a big update's coming that's going to give us a completely different aesthetic to the game and a different start to the game. So, why am I getting Archon crystals? I'm not going to complain, but if you want to, like, if you've always been interested in Warframe, but the grind has kind of been a turnoff, apparently Duviri is supposed to fix all of that, allowing you to play the Duviri mode to unlock the Warframes and other things without the grind, or without the same kind of grind. So very experimental stuff coming up. But overall, for Warframe is different for a lot of people. Like for me, it's problem solving game, right? Like for instance, for me it's about picking the right tool for the job. I hope my audio isn't mute. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so that should get me another Dexterous, which is basically another item slot. And then next is an Excavation. Excavations are probably one of the worst game modes ever. And I would rather never play them again, but I don't really got a choice. Well, I don't have to play it, but I kind of want the cosmetics. Let's see. Let's just go with you. So some people are obsessed with aesthetics, and most long-term players, engage in the true late game activity that is known as fashion frames,
We're here in search of lost artifacts and items buried deep
which
below
is
the
dressing up
surface. The
your
scanner has picked up a target. Go
robot
to the
space
dig site.
ninja to look just about any way they want. Wait, I'm not even near that. Oh. I have to do 800? Okay. So, one of the biggest issues with modern missions like excavations is that,
The excavator has run out of power.
or old
Find
missions
a cell.
like excavations, is that, hey look, have I seen another power battery? No, I haven't. So, at the beginning of the mission, the guys carrying the power batteries will be really, really common. And they'll spawn a lot of them. You'll get a lot of power batteries, but power batteries only they despawn if you don't use them. And, well, as you can see, I can't use very many of them at the moment. See, look at how many of them are spawning. That's gonna change very soon. And that's really bad. Like, in just a couple of moments, the excavator is gonna, or the excavators are not gonna have any power whatsoever, especially on higher levels. Like, where, like, they want to spawn everything else. From what I understand, like, it's basically the same mechanics as the interceptions from before, is that there is a limited number of spawns. But since you're moving around the map, you're leaving spawns behind and all of that. So you have to kill a large number of things in order to make sure more spawn. And the number of things that you have to kill increase with every minute that you spend in this game mode. And there isn't anything on the spawn table that gives these required enemies any weight. So after a point, like, time-wise, it makes just more sense to, like, just ignore finding any batteries and just spawning a bunch of excavators, which kind of defeats the purpose of needing to defend them. It'd be nice if I could just pop the excavators constantly, but that doesn't seem to be in the cards for the developers. So I'm just trying to make use of as many of them as I can, while they're still spawning. Or, like, yeah, that's the maximum number of batteries that you'll ever see at any given moment. And now you'll see where we were getting, like, a lot of them. Now we're, like, basically we were drowning in batteries at the very beginning. And now we'll wait. Let's see how many batteries we get. Like, in terms of gameplay experience, this is probably one of the worst experiences in the game. but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. So now that this is capped, I'm gonna leave behind some friends. So, if my theory is correct, I should probably wipe these guys out. Fortunate, very, very fortunate. And mind you, I'm also doubling the drop, like the drop chance of these things with the warframe I'm using. Otherwise, like, the number of power cells would have drastically dropped. See, like the first one, the first drill had like 6 or 7 of those guys on them. This one, I've only seen one. And when it comes to higher level content, it's just like despairingly slow. Because Warframe struggles when it comes to like dealing with moving objectives. So you can see that I'm not fighting anyone at all. Anywho. Realistically, I don't think there's a problem with updating like how the spawn mechanics work. In fact, I think it's really important to the health of the game. Okay. Let's summon another group of you. Did I summon any backpack? So, like, yeah. Any people with backpack? Nope. None. Sometimes I also make the drill locations super far away from one another too. But anyways. So now's the time where I'm just gonna start calling them in and probably leaving them to die if no one spawns near them. Oh, there's one guy.
We need another power cell for the excavator.
Don't care, Lotus. I literally can't do anything about that. Oh look, there's so much I can do about that.
Find another cell.
Nope, there's one. Maybe they should be allowed to spawn as Exilar. Oh, look at that. We got some. Yep. Oh, my soldiers died. spawn a thing? No, he didn't. Probably shouldn't launch the bodies over the side. So, one of the other issues with the excavations is that, well, they don't got lots of HP. This is a low-level mission I'm doing for an event. But, like, in higher-level missions, they die in, like, 1 or 2 shots. Normally that wouldn't be an issue, but, like, if you had, like, a full team and all of that, but, like, if you don't got a loot frame, these things are going to take forever. If you don't got a defense frame, these things are all going to die. Oh, look at that. Like, there's a lot of game modes and things that I've come around to, but excavation and interception are like 2 of the worst still. But yeah. On the Blender side of things, I've been trying to figure out geometry nodes. And I know that's not something that you're supposed to really tackle this early on in like the Blender journey, but it's like more my speed, previously being a programmer of sorts. Not a very good one, mind you, but in university and whatnot, that's what I studied. Well, one of the things I studied. Never really had that much nurture for that kind of stuff. So one of the things that I felt was really missing from the geometry nodes were the idea of recursion and looping. And I feel like there's a protection in place that prevents you from using a node and instance, having an instance itself, or like not even a node, an object instance itself, or reference itself. So I'm experimenting with that, and with some success. Oh, I need to get there faster. I think I might lose that. Yeah, it's gone.
We need another power cell for the excavator. Excavator destroyed. Protect the remaining dig sites.
Come on. So I can just let this one die now. Because, like, I have everything I need. But it might just be outright faster to let it tick. If I have the requisite batteries. Which I do. Okay, let's see if these things can... Never mind. Oh. Yeah, so a funny thing about some of the liches and the liches and some of the disciples, I forgot what they're called. You can almost permanently ragdoll them if they have
If you choose.
a harpoon ability, because infested ancients, Grenier scorpions, they kind of grapple onto you and pull you on your butt. But if you roll, you knock them on their butt. And that code translated to some of the more difficult enemies in the game too, which is kind of hilarious. Okay, so that should get me the armor stuff. Not bad. Okay. Sortie has changed up. So sabotage, survival. Okay. For some reason, the assassinations in a sabotage mission, or in sortie missions, they seem to have way more damage gating than the other ones. For instance, it took like, I don't know, 40 minutes to kill the heck before. I'm mostly here for the ribbon slivers. Also, I needed Archon shot or Argon crystals. For the most part, the game's fairly on the easy side, but I don't know. It's the kind of game where you should really just enjoy it for a little bit and then come back to it, like when a couple of updates as well. I'm personally quite a fan of the game, so. And just being able to turn off my mind or use my mind to solve problems. One of the two. Another ribbon sliver. I used to have a surplus of ribbon slivers, and now I don't.
The portal only allows travel in one direction. Start up the portal generators to reverse the polarity.
not sure what the drop was. I'm not sure if they're affected by accuracy.
There's the torsion beam device, but they've taken the void key. Find it.
So I feel like the whatchamacallit system, the focus system in this game is probably gonna get changed again.
Wait for the shot. She will be remembered. Who will remember you, Tenno?
Quick,
Like,
pick up the key.
progression is kind
Now
of
get
just
back to the portal.
overly very, very grindy, and once you're done with it, you're done with it. Ooh. So a quick little thing, if you didn't know you could roll through those to avoid being hit, that's a thing you can do. I'm just really bad at it.
Go through the portal now. It's about to collapse.
I remember when arbitrations were supposed to be a super big deal, and they never turned out to be.
Objective complete. The void key and torsion beam device are under
Like,
completion.
the
The
mods
enemy will not
that
be
you can
returning
get from it
anytime soon.
are nice.
All your
They're just
objectives are
like,
complete. Proceed to extraction now.
I don't know. And, like, the whole permadeath system's a little bit annoying, and I think it just drives people away from playing it. I'm just here to get barn on. Yeah. I should really just sit down and finish off some of those waybounds. I just need to clobber some Eidolons. Like, let's see. What am I missing? Focus. Vazarin is the one I'm least likely to ever use. So there are a couple of affinity radius, for those who don't know, it's like basically how close you can be to another person to in order to get EXP, right? So by default it's 50 meters, and you can double it here using Mending Unity, increasing it by up to another 50, if I'm not mistaken. And then there are a couple of buffs you can give to double them. So you can have like a 200 meter affinity radius. Why this is important is because, well, that's how you can get EXP from some stragglers that don't like, sharing a room with you. Or some abilities use affinity range, like, what was it called? Trinity's ultimate, I forgot what it's called. But it uses affinity range to heal everyone, so you don't need to worry about your own range. Let's see, so operator regeneration is increased. Is doubled while controlling Warframe. This is actually kind of worthless. Because, like, even in high level content, yeah, this is kind of terrible. Okay, how about Namron? Movement speed is nice. Void sling distance, give or take. So let's try doing some focus conversion. So we have Eidolon shards. Oh, that's barely anything. How about brilliance? That's almost 1,000,000. Radiance? I'll get rid of the synthetics. No, I'll just farm them up later. You know what? Okay, so I got my dex things. Oh right, sorry. Survival.
It is time. I will teach these
So
the redemption
like they're trying. The devs are trying out like what was it called? Asymmetric gameplay to some extent with like Tiana Pass and things like that. I really feel like survival should be mixed with spies, where the whole point is the longer you survive, the more you get, but you should also have an operative. So it could be fun.
While a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for supplies. Ready? Trigger the alarm.
Just have some like
They have just shut down all systems.
how you say
I'm
involved,
sending life support
very
capsules your
involved
way.
spy vaults.
There is a sanctuary target here, Hunter. I sense it. Track it with the synthesis scanner. Don't let it escape.
Should I bother tracking? Okay, while this is going on, let's figure out. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. If I see it and don't kill its nurse, I'll scan it. How about that? So this is going to be me standing around for 10 minutes. I feel like game modes like this should really... I don't know. They need some spice, right? Maybe some ways to increase the timer speed. You know, something to make them a little different. Because like, I'm literally just going to be sitting here for 10 minutes, not doing too much. For instance, one of my favorite missions at the moment is Tiana Pass, because, well, I'm always doing something. There's a little mini game while I wait. So I feel like the game's headed in a good direction. I'm surprised that it's as popular as it is, considering how bad of a direction it's been for quite a while. I should probably take off the Archon Hunt stuff now. It's been a hot minute since I had last. Oh, Ribbon Sliver. Ooh, Argon Shard. Okay, now I have too many Argon Shards. I don't know what to do with them. I only needed the 2, and I've gotten 4 so far? 6? 5? I'm not sure how much I enjoy the overguard system that they added a little while back. Like, I think to some degree it was necessary, but it's a little bit on the extreme side in some cases. It just, like, one thing that the devs keep thinking is really important is CC, but, like, that era of the game has long since gone. It's all about killing things fast. So things that are good at CC shouldn't be prevented from being good at what they are. But like, it just strips a facet of play from what I can tell. I do think that, like, while Overguard's up, there should be a restriction on CC, but not immunity. Really shouldn't have anything immune to too much. Let's see. If anyone's listening in or watching, thank you for doing so. Would appreciate a follow or subscribe. Socials are in the description. But, yeah. Got any plans for the weekend? That was, like, the most awkward delivery ever. Yeah, streaming at the beginning is going to be a little bit of talking to myself, maybe. That's not a problem. It's about eventually getting some extra followers here and there. So we just gotta consistently do it. I'm primarily a solo player, and it feels like a lot of the game design decisions have been made to like intentionally impair solo gameplay because they don't want you to play by yourself. And I mean, I get, like, there's a certain way that the devs want you to play their game, but I don't like interacting with random people. I don't like having to deal with a host migration. So, like, for instance, like this game mode in Steel Path, which is the hardest difficulty content in the game, your rate of depletion of life support is very, very fast, to say the least, or at least the drop rate for the life support is very, very slow. So it's almost impossible to be self-sustaining in a skill path. Even though the mob density is so much higher. Audio. There we go. I think everything's still recording. All seems right. Another ribbon sliver.
To extraction.
Okay, 10 minutes are up. Yeah, just about every game mode has a little trick to it. The trick to this one is find a good place for where a lot of things be spawning. And as long as you can murk them all, good. And that's really all there is to it. Okay, I have way too many Archon crystals. Yeah, it seems like the rest of the family is starting to wake up. How long have I been streaming? An hour 30? Or an hour 20? So let's see. Archon. So let's see. Is there anything here that I want? Titania Civigoth. I want my Grendel Neuroptics. Is there anything for Gyre? Not that I... Oh, Gyre Systems. I already own that. Mobile
The
defense.
Tenno are lost, and they will resist. But I, Thor, will
Who should I
cleanse this
play?
place of their impurity.
What is the modifier? Enemy and elemental enhancement. Okay. I mean, doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, let's just keep the Necros. mobile defense is a little better. And it's just a matter of, do you have enough DPS and distraction?
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
The hunt is on, Colonel. The synthesis scanner
There we
is
go.
detecting a potential target. Use it. Search for traces of the target.
Give me energy, please.
I need access to a terminal.
Yes, yes.
Find
Give me
one.
a second. I
Patch me
just
in.
need to get set up. There you are. Oh wait, this is not a good warframe to bring to this. It's radiation, but whatever. It just means I can lose my own teammates. That's all. So, let's see. Yeah. It's another waiting game. I think it's the most acceptable one, because the time tends to be like 1.5 minutes at each place, and then you gotta move around.
We are finished here. Move on.
I mean... I'm just trying to think of, like, how would it be fun to change certain things? Like, one of my favorite locations by far is Ireland. Because, well, you get to do other things. More asymmetric gameplay. Like, you're gonna have one guy fighting an angel, the other guy collecting loot, and 2 people dedicated to solving this objective. The only design choice I'm scratching my head about is Skitter Girl, which only appears in 1 mission and was a mistake. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Area completed. Move on.
So I'm thinking about once I kind of get the Duviri stuff off the ground, because I've got to make use of the new content to try to build a following. I'm thinking about continuing my Persona series. I have no recollection of what's going on in that game, but it is one of my friend's favorite game franchises, so I should probably finish, or at least try to continue Persona 5. Because I very much so enjoyed Persona 4, and
The odds were against
Persona
us
5
now,
is said to be a
but we
better
did it.
Persona 4.
Mission
So
complete.
oh, that is the target. Bastard.
That's it. It will be a perfect specimen. Trap it so you can synthesize it for me. You impress me, Hunter. This specimen will be studied for integration into Sanctuary. Thank you.
I'm here, darling.
Oh, a catalyst. Not bad. Though I have more than enough plat for that. Okay. I think that's most of the daily things out of the way. I've done my Archon Hunt, so when I stream tomorrow, I'll probably be farming parts for Varuna. Not parts, I already have everything, I think. I need more souls, which is, each one requires like, though also I need to be in a public lobby for those, so that's going to be fun. Thumbs up. So let's see, how many rounds do I need for Varuna? Varuna. So I need 50 here. So I need 100 for these three. And then I need 50 for the one that I have remaining. So 100. Oh, let's see. So that's 150 minus 83. So it's 17 plus. So it's 67. I need 67 more of these things, I think. Yeah, so I need 67 more. That's, if I'm in a public lobby, I'll be able to get 10 around. So that's 7 rounds that I need to complete. That's over an hour. Okay. Otherwise, still farming Caliban for a subsumable. How do I spell Caliban? With one L, that's how. So I need to get Hespasm. I need to get more Narmer Isoplast. How many Narmer Isoplasts do I need? So I need 24, 40. I need 40 Narmer Isoplasts and 12 Anomaly Shards. And I don't have the blueprint, so let me just grab that really quick. Ooh. Doesn't look too bad. So I'm just looking at him for more his, yeah, that's fine. His subsumable, because realistically, Excalibur, Zato. Why are these listed on? Oh, probably because Caliber. Caliban has like no good skins. And then Grendel will be done in 3 days. Who else is left? Hildren, I'm just once I get Hildren Prime, I'm just gonna toss Hildren in there. I still need the Neuroptics for this character, and I'll have every Warframe subsumed and collected and trained up. Woo. Okay. How much time is left on that handshake thing? 2 days?
Always
Okay,
a
I can
pleasure.
leave it. I'll deal with the survival later too, because I don't feel like sitting in a survival for 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure no one else wants to see me in a survival for 30 minutes. I'll try to make that interesting. Oh, I could do. I mean, I'm doing Varuna anyways, so I guess I could do that. And yeah, I will try to stream every day around this time. So, yeah. If you enjoyed hanging up, feel free to follow or subscribe. Links in the doobly-doo, I think. Yes, should be. So that's where my socials should be. Yeah, so I guess I will be signing off. Thank you all for watching. I'll try to make some clips later too. Okay. I will. Yep. Alright. Thanks again. Ta-ta for now.